Have you ever felt a silence so sharp it could cut the air, only to have it broken by laughter? That was the sound on the range that morning, laughter rising from a tight circle of men in desert camouflage, their rifles polished like chrome, their badges heavy with history. But they weren't laughing at each other. They were laughing at her. She stood alone, thin as a shadow beneath the unforgiving Nevada sun, her rifle weathered and chipped, a relic in their eyes. One man smirked, nudging the other. She brought that. Might as well throw a rock. They grinned, certain she was a spectacle. But she didn't flinch. Instead, she adjusted her pack, steady hands betraying none of the storms her heart had lived through. Because this wasn't her first battlefield. Not here in Nevada, but in deserts that smelled of dust and diesel, in cities where silence kept you alive and laughter only existed in the seconds between gunfire and grief. They didn't know her name. Not yet. Arden Brooks. 34. No rank on her collar now. No polished nameplate. Just dust on her boots and sunblock streaking her cheekbones. 13 years in shadows, missions no one spoke about, victories no one celebrated, sacrifices no one counted. Kandahar. Mosul. Maga. To them, just places on a map. To her, the weight of memory. Her weapon wasn't cheap, it was personal. Every adjustment had been made by her own hands, every bolt tightened through years of surviving what others didn't. Paid for not in money, but in blood, loss, and the so-called luck of coming home when others did not. Then the range officer's voice cut through, 2-mile target. Anyone want to try? The men chuckled. No one's ever made that shot. She stepped forward. The laughter grew. Let her have a turn, we could use the show. She ignored them. She lowered herself to the sandbags, smooth and fluid, setting the old rifle in place. She adjusted her scope, her breathing calm, the desert wind curling around her like a riddle. Trigger. Exhale. Silence. Seconds dragged until, at the far edge of the desert, a puff of dust and the sharp clang of steel rang out. The laughter died on their lips. She rose, brushed the sand from her pants, and walked past them without a word, as if nothing had happened. No smile. No gloating. Just silence heavier than any boast. One man whispered, "Who is she?" The range officer glanced at his clipboard. Retired. 18 confirmed. But she doesn't talk about it. Later, when they examined the target, they saw the shot, perfectly centered between the painted eyes of the silhouette. No spotter. No wind gauge. Just instinct. Just memory. A week later, the video surfaced online with the caption, "She never spoke, but she said everything." And it spread like wildfire, not because of the shot, but because of what the silence meant. She hadn't come to prove herself. She came to remind them that honor isn't loud, that true precision never begs for praise, and that the most dangerous person in the room is often the one who says nothing.